the man with the plan, the man with the knowledge, World Wide Web wise. This is the Iceman coming to you on the Jeffrey Rose YouTube channel. What's up, everybody, on this Saturday afternoon? A beautiful day here in Hartford, Connecticut, but some really disturbing news, I must say. I went out for a walk about not even a half an hour ago, and right up the street, the police are all over the place. Everything is taped off. I didn't know what was going on. I mean, traffic could only go one way. So I went up to the store and I was trying to find out some information. And then I heard somebody saying something about the body is over there. So I got home, I went on my phone, I went on my WFSB Channel 3 app, which is, a local station in Rocky Hill. And I found out there was a fatal shooting. And my God, it's like 2.5 blocks from me. So that really freaked me out. I know, these big cities always have issues, but, usually it's like on the north end of these cities, but it's getting a little close to home. So, it sort of makes you wonder, you know, I don't think no matter where you go that you're completely safe. But anyway, with all these WWE releases, and I did hear there's going to be some more releases coming soon. There was some remarks about will TNA sign any of these releases. Well, most of the ones that have been released, like the McIntyres, the Evan Bournes, the Jinder Mahals, and all these people, they're binding to the WWE for like 90 days. So it won't be till like September 12th that they're available to move on to any other wrestling promotion. The only one right now that they're talking about that the contract did expire was Teddy Long. I remember Teddy Long in the old WCW days, and I really enjoyed him as a referee. And so that's the news there as far as the releases from WWE. Will they, or some of them, end up in TNA? Will some of them go to Ring of Honor? I watched WCW's 1998 May Slamboree today. What an awesome pay-per-view that was. If anybody remembers that pay-per-view, that's the one where Eric Bischoff wanted to face Vince McMahon at the Centrum in Worcester, Mass. And of course, Vince McMahon didn't show up. And Eric Bischoff really took advantage of this situation. And I will say this. Back in the day when WCW was defeating the WWF in ratings, that's all Eric Bischoff and the WCW did was really talk about a lot of things going on in the WWF. They used to give away spoilers, who won titles and stuff on their Monday Night Raw shows when they were pre-recorded. And I thought, to me, that was sort of dirty. But being a WCW fan back then, I thought it was great. But, in hindsight, you look back and it was, to me, it should be like an oath to where, promotions should not badmouth other promotions. I mean, that's the way I look at it. And that's how I see it in my eyes. But Slamboree was great. I saw a match with Bret Hart and Randy Savage. Bret Hart recently joined Hulk Hogan in the NWO. Randy Savage was NWO Wolfpack. And Roddy Piper was the referee. And this match was like totally off the wall. I mean, 1998 Slamboree. If you guys get a chance, check it out. Check out some of these matches. There was a cruiserweight battle royal, and the winner of that battle royal was going to face Chris Jericho, who was the then cruiserweight champion. It came down to a Mexican and obviously another Mexican, Juventud Guerrero. Juventud shook the hand of the other Mexican and leaped over the top rope, leaving the other man to be the winner. And lo and behold, he pulled off his mask, and it was none other than with the man with 1,000 moves, Dean Malenko. It was like totally awesome. Malenko then proceeded to face Chris Jericho in the Cruiserweight title match. Great match. And Dean Malenko ended up defeating Chris Jericho. And I will say this, in the main event, Sting, who was asked to join the NWO, but still was WCW, was teaming up with the Giant, who just recently joined Hogan's side of the NWO, going up against the WCW World Tag Team Champions, the Outsiders, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. A great, great match. When it all was said and done, Scott Hall turned on Kevin Nash. The Giant and Sting won the titles, and it ended where the Giant and Scott Hall were trying to entice Sting to join them. And guys, it was so great. And, I was reading some other things too. If anybody gets an opportunity, look up ratings for wrestling back then. The ratings were really through the roof. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that WCW Nitro, I don't know the year, but they ended up with a 9.1 rating, which was the highest rating ever in professional wrestling. And back then, getting 7 and 8s for ratings was not uncommon. Even the WWF was up there. But, WCW at the time was, leading the WWF. But, yeah, if you get a chance to check out Slamboree, it was really a great pay-per-view. I'm really enjoying watching these old pay-per-views because, that's when wrestling was just really, totally fun to watch. Not to say at the present day wrestling is not good, because I think it is, but it's just in another time, another era, and to be quite honest with you, there's not as many stars today as there was around back then when you had the WWF, you had the WCWs, you had the AWAs. I mean, it was immensely popular. So anybody that really gets a chance to watch any of the WCW pay-per-views, especially when the Outsiders came in and then Hulk Hogan arrived and, it was Hollywood Hogan and we had the NWO black and white, those were the good old days. I will say this too. There was a match in a cage with DDP and Raven on the Slamboree. It was a Bowery match. And, of course, you had all the weapons and whatnot. This was an excellent, excellent match. And also we saw Goldberg, the U.S. title holder at the time, defend his title against Perry Saturn in a very, very good match as well. There was just a lot of good stuff on this pay-per-view. So anybody that's, a wrestling fan that never experienced the old stuff of WCW and their pay-per-views and even their Nitros, go back and check it out, because I don't think you'll be disappointed. I spent the whole day watching that, and then I watched the recent Ring of Honor TV show, and, because I got to work all day tomorrow, and when I get home, I get to watch Slammiversary, and then I have a 12-hour day on Monday, so I'll probably miss part of Raw, but I'll still be able to watch it later on. But anyway, guys, check out Slamboree from 1998 from WCW. I'm telling you right now, you won't be disappointed. This is the Iceman on this Saturday night. Peace out, everybody.